Namaste. Gola Yantra, also known as the Armillary spear, was in use in India since early times. It finds its mention in the works of Aryabhata. Goladipika is a detailed treatise dealing with globes as well as armillary spears. Armillary means made up of rings. It was mainly used as a teaching aid for students and not for any observational purpose. We will use this simple setup to understand key concepts which were earlier explained with the help of Gola Yantra. In the first part, we will focus on the movement as well as position of the sun in the celestial sphere. While in the second part, we will study the movement of the moon, Nakshatra and other important constellations. As usual, let us start from the basics. This green ball will represent the celestial sphere. This is the north celestial pole, while this one is the south celestial pole. Its apparent motion is from east to west. When seen from the top, it rotates in a clockwise direction. This horizontal line represents the celestial equator, a natural extension of the equator we know about. This line represents the ecliptic, the path the sun takes on the celestial sphere throughout the year. Now let us mark points on the ecliptic at the interval of approximately 1 month. Similarly, we will also mark points on the equator at a distance of 1 hour or its equivalent 15 degrees. Position of any celestial body can be expressed or addressed with the help of equatorial coordinate system we explored earlier. We will start from the vernal equinox point, which is also designated as 0 hour. This point is 15 degrees or 1 hour away from the vernal equinox point along the equator. Similar markings represent 2 hours, 3 hours, and so on till the 23rd hour to complete the circle again at 0 hour. Declination is the distance from the equator. It's positive towards the north celestial pole from 0 degrees at the equator to 90 degrees at the north celestial pole. It is negative towards the south pole from 0 degrees to minus 90 degrees towards the south pole. We will not mark this on the green ball itself. We will place the sun at this point for now. This point is also known as vernal equinox, point of intersection between the celestial equator and ecliptic, approximately around 21st March. One rotation is approximately 24 hours. Every day, the sun travels around 1 degree on the ecliptic path. The sun has moved here on 22nd of March. Again, 1 day is over. It has moved approximately 1 degree on the ecliptic. And after 1 month, around 30 degrees on the ecliptic, or here. On 22nd April, sun will be here. While on 22nd May, sun will be here. And on 21st of June, sun will be at this point, also known as summer solstice, longest day of the year in the northern hemisphere. From this day onwards, sun begins its southern movement. On 22nd July, sun will be here. After 1 month, on 22nd August, sun has moved to this location. Around 22nd September, sun will be on the equator again. Autumn equinox. Days and nights are equal all over the place, just like summer equinox. Sun enters the southern hemisphere en route to the southernmost point at this location. 22nd October. 22nd November and 22nd December. It's a southernmost point and we call it winter solstice, shortest day in the northern hemisphere on Earth. From this day, northern travel of the sun begins, which is also known as Uttarayan. 22nd Jan, 22nd Feb and 21st March again. Vernal equinox. This journey repeats forever all along. We will use this holder to position the celestial sphere at an angle with respect to the local horizon on Earth. Right now, this holder has 12 holes to position the celestial sphere. The celestial north pole is at this location on the left, while the south celestial pole is on the right. At 15 degrees north, it will rotate like this. This is how it will rotate at 30 degrees north, and so on. At the North Pole, it will rotate like this. How about Southern Hemisphere? For latitude 15 degrees south, it will be rotating like this. Now, instead of the North Celestial Pole, it's South Celestial Pole which is above the horizon. For latitude 30 degrees south, it will be rotating like this. At the South Pole, it will be like this. Now let us look at the position of the person standing on the earth. This is the horizon with a person standing in the center. Let us place this transparent dome, a local sky for the observer. Dial on the horizon has 4 directions around the person: east, west, north and south. There are actually 10 directions as per our ancients: northeast, southeast, southwest and northwest, and remaining 2 are zenith and nadir. The person sees only half part of the sky at any one point in time. Other half is always below the horizon. Dial has markings which represent azimuth values with 0 degree starting at the north direction. Let us slightly modify this arrangement. We'll retain the outer horizon as is, but remove the person and the central piece. From now on, let us assume that person is somewhere standing on this rim. Or you can assume that person is standing inside the celestial sphere. Instead of this transparent hemisphere, we will use this plastic ball to represent a full celestial sphere. We can rotate the celestial sphere by hand like this to simulate the movement of the sky as we see it every day. We are at the equator again. This arc joins the 2 poles as well as zenith of the observer and can be called as local meridian, that is observer's meridian. At the observer's location, local noon occurs when the sun crosses the observer's meridian. This arc has numbers indicating the value of altitude for a given celestial object. Let us find out the altitude of the sun at various times of the year: summer solstice, equinoxes and winter solstice. At local noon, the shadow of the vertical object will be the shortest for the day. On equinoxes, the sun is overhead for all the locations on the equator. We call this day a zero shadow day. Pole star is assumed to be located at this location for the northern hemisphere. For all locations, we can find out the altitude at which the pole star is visible. For the southern hemisphere, there is no pole star like Polaris we have. The azimuth value of the Sun at rise can be seen at different times of the year. It changes every day. The Sun rises at the northmost location around 21st of June, while at the southmost location around 22nd of December. This scenario is for the person at the equator. How about other locations on the Earth? We'll position the Sun at the vernal equinox point and change the locations on Earth. That can be achieved by simply changing the tilt angle of the celestial sphere. For all locations on the Earth, on vernal equinox day, the Sun rises exactly in the east and sets exactly in the west. How about the southern hemisphere? It's same for southern hemisphere as well. Only change is the direction of the Sun around the zenith. It is on the other side as compared to the northern hemisphere. In the northern hemisphere, it is clockwise, while in the southern hemisphere, it is anti-clockwise. We'll place the Sun around 22nd of June, that is summer solstice, and compare the azimuth values of the Sun at different locations. As indicated earlier, in the next part, we will take a look at the movement of Nakshatra as well as the Moon and other planets. We'll also discuss the position, rise and set timings, and visibility of these celestial bodies with the help of this setup. Thank you.